Welcome to Seize the Mains by Malhotra's IS Academy. I am Surbhi Sardana and this is season 3 of our daily answer writing initiative. This initiative is running in coordination with our website, which is rajisacademy.com. What we do is we discuss one question for mains every day from Monday to Saturday here in Seize the Mains. Then that question gets uploaded to our website with the model answer. So if you visit Raj IAS Academy right now, you click on the mains answer writing section, you will see the latest question that we are discussing today. What we aim for is that we want to teach you the skill of answer writing on a daily basis, step by step. How to approach questions from current affairs, from static part, step by step to prepare you for the final showdown, that is your mains, that will help you get your rank in the final list. So the topic for today is US's currency monitoring list. This has been in news recently. So question with regards to GS paper 3 economy part of your syllabus has been framed regarding this, and let's see what is the question and how will we address this. So the question is that India has recently been removed from the US's currency monitoring list. That is a statement. What do you understand by a currency manipulator? Discuss the significance of this move for India. Answer in 150 words. So what we need to see here is that the first statement of the question is just a basic data or a basic fact. So since a fact has been given, you need to elaborate this in your introduction itself. Talk about this fact in the introduction, then create a base for your body paragraphs. जो आप body paragraph में लिखना चाह रहे हैं, आप क्या लिखना चाहेंगे? What do you understand by currency manipulator? So explain this in body paragraph 1 and then talk about the significance of this move for India in the body paragraph 2, 3 and hence conclude by saying what importance does this list hold for India or what changes would be seen in the near and long term future. Also make sure that your answer is just in 150 words. काफ़ी प्री ओरिएंटेड और फैक्ट ओरिएंटेड आंसर है. ओनली द सिग्निफिकेंस पार्ट ऑफ इट इज एनालिटिकल, the rest part is factual. You should know how to define a currency manipulator. You should know what is US's currency monitoring list. Everything should be clear to you. Again, this is a topic very important for your next year prelims also. So focus on how we are trying to approach this answer. So in the introduction, as I told you, we'll talk about the list. So the US Treasury Department, it is the US Treasury Department that has established this list. It has established the currency monitoring list to pay close attention to the major US trading partners, currency practices and microeconomic policies. So here you have told generally about the list, you have talked about the department, you have also told that this list contains the names of countries with which USA is currently having trade relations with. So trading partners, their currency manipulation practices or currency change practices that are being reviewed. In the next line, we'll talk about that this list includes countries with potentially questionable foreign exchange policies and currency manipulation. So this is a list of some of the countries which US Treasury Department sees as having questionable foreign exchange policies or currency manipulation practices. So this is not a very positive list to be a part of. So that's a good news for India that India has been taken out of this list. So currency manipulated label is given by US government to countries if it feels are engaging in unfair currency practices by deliberately devaluing their currency against the dollar. So you know their products become cheaper in the international market. So that is what many countries resort to. They devalue their currencies in the international market so that trading for their exporters, that becomes in their favor. The practice would mean that the country in question is artificially lowering the value of its currency. So that is not because of the globalization or the international economic situations, but it is artificially lowering the value of its currency to gain an unfair advantage over others. So this, this introduction extends for like 4 to 5 lines. ideally your introductions should be for 2 to 3 lines. But since this explains all parts of the question, it explains the currency manipulator part also. That is the first part of your question. What do you understand by a currency manipulator? In the body paragraph 1, we will tell the examiner how a currency manipulator is announced. So, country's inclusion is based on the 3 criteria. First of all, it should be trading partners with USA. How much trade should be there with the United States of America? It should be significant bilateral trade surplus that the country should be benefiting. For example, if USA and India are trading, so India should be benefiting. India should have a trade surplus which should be equivalent to $15 billion with the United States. Then there should be a material current account surplus equivalent to 3% of GDP for that year. Then it should be engaged in persistent one-sided intervention of the foreign exchange market. For example, buying a lot of foreign currency or selling a lot of foreign currency or manipulating its actual currency to a lower value. An economy meeting any 2 out of these 3 criteria. These are the 3 criteria mentioned. So, even if 2 out of 3 are adhered to or meeting any of these 3 criteria, meeting any of these 2 out of the 3 criteria, then the country is placed on the watch list. Countries that meet all the 3 of the criteria are labeled as currency manipulators by the Treasury Department of United States government. So, here we have explained what is a currency manipulator, how is it announced. Then the designation of a country as a currency manipulator, what are the changes that it brings? As of now, at this stage there will be no penalties. There will be no penalties on that country, that is for sure. But the international image of that country, that goes down. So, not all the countries would want to trade with it, and even if they are trading with such a country, they will feel that this country is having unfair trading practices. So, when India was on this list, there were many obstructions in international trade for India, not with the United States of America but with other countries, because other countries did not have faith in our trading practices. So, as a currency manipulator does not immediately attract any penalties. However, it tends to dent the confidence about country in the global financial markets. So, this part explains your entire what is currency manipulator, what is this list that has been talked about, US currency monitoring list, how does it operate, and what is a currency manipulator. So, your conceptual part is clear here. Now, talking about, discuss the significance of this move for India. What can be the significance of this move for India? We will give a brief 1-line historical background that United States Department of Treasury has removed India from its currency monitoring list. That is the fact that we have been given. Then India had been on the list for the last 2 years for alleged manipulation of rupee, which was conceived as an intrusion of the policy space of RBI by Indian policymakers. In the past 2 years, we had the COVID-19 pandemic. Before that, we had the demonetization, and also we had lowering growth, lower economic growth had been seen in the past few years. So, whatever practices were being carried out by RBI to control the rate of growth or to control the value of rupee, that was being branded as currency manipulation by this US Department of Treasury, which was not liked by Indian government or Indian policymakers. So, this is your brief background. Obviously, we did not like being on that list, and we were not silent about it, being on that list for 2 years off and on, and even before that. So, yes, this background has been made clear that India was totally against it and India took a stand against it. So, then keep on explaining that why was this being carried out, why was RBI doing this so-called manipulation, and then explain that now it has been taken off the list and the significance is these many points. So, RBI is mandated to provide stability in the currency, as a result of which central banks buy and sell foreign currency. This is very true. This means now since it is off the list, India as a country is off the list of this US Treasury Department. So, this means that the RBI can now take robust measures to manage the exchange rates effectively without being tagged as a currency manipulator. So, that is your first benefit that we will come across. The second is, this is a big win from a markets standpoint and also signifies the growing role of India in global growth. So, our financial markets, the image will go up. Thirdly, it has been recognized that India has a big role to play in the global growth. And the next one is that it will help India get better or fare better after through the after effects of COVID-19 pandemic and the Russia-Ukraine war, which induced a lot of inflation. So again, these are the benefits. This is the significance part of it. Your significance begins somewhat here also, that being on the list, what was it creating, what kind of ripples was it creating in India. Since the question talks about discuss, so here we have given the side when we were on the list, here we have given the side what can be the positive aspects of being removed from that list. Now in the conclusion, highlight that in the past as well, India has maintained its stand that RBI is not accumulating reserves and its activity in the foreign exchange market is perfectly balanced. Now what will this help in? It will help in ensuring better ties with US as well, and in ensuring that India has a bigger role to play in the global trade. A final removal from the list signifies strong trade, investment and people-to-people ties that make bilateral here represents US, economic and financial relationships a critical element to India-US partnership. So, you started by talking about the list. What we did was, in the intro, we talked about the list. In our body paragraph 1, we talked about what is currency manipulator. In our body paragraph 2, we talked about brief background with regards to India in this list. In the body paragraph 3, we talked about what positive impacts does this removal have on India. And in the conclusion, what you are doing is that irrespective of whether we were on this list or we have been taken off this list, it is responsibility of RBI to manage foreign exchange. So RBI will do this, and it is not a currency manipulation practice, it is to maintain a fiscal balance in the economy. Plus again we are going to talk about what general benefits it has in the global trade, plus what benefits it has with regards to relationship with US, because the question that talks about is a list of United States itself, United States government itself. So here we are ending with something related to India-USA partnership. So this is your full answer for the day. Go to rajayesacademy.com. The link is present in the description. Click on it and visit our website. The model answer has been uploaded there. Read it, go through it twice or thrice, and then write your own answer. In next few days, and especially by tomorrow, especially in the next 24 hours, and we'll evaluate your answers, respond back with our feedback entirely free of cost in the next 48 hours. I'll see you with another discussion tomorrow at 9 p.m.